He became Dr. Doom.
Hi everyone, I'm Steven, and today I made a Dr. Doom mask out of cardboard. Let's jump right into it. Off camera, I made a template, and I didn't film that because it was basically just 2 hours of me taping paper to my face. Most of the big pieces in the template were traced onto cereal box cardboard and cut out with either scissors or a utility knife. If you're following along and making this Dr. Doom mask yourself at home, all of the solid lines on the template are cut lines, but the dotted lines should be lightly scored so you don't cut all the way through. The mouth grade is cut out of 2 layers of cereal box cardboard that was stacked together and glued together. However, the detailed pieces around the eyes were cut out of 3 layers that were stacked together and glued together. The multiple layers for all these design features helps make the features thicker, stand out more, and just makes your mask look a little bit more legit than if it was just a flat cardboard mask. Even though all these pieces were cut out of cereal boxes, a major part of this mask needs to be corrugated cardboard. This particular piece was cut out of corrugated cardboard 4 times and hot glued together. For future reference, I'm going to be calling this piece the frame. In order for the frame to maintain its curve, because it has to curve around your head, I cut a piece of wire off of a wire hanger and bent it kind of like a headband. A shorter piece of wire was also cut, and that's going to be bent for your chin. These wires were sandwiched between the 4 layers of the frame, which were held together with just a little bit of glue and a little bit of tape. I also trimmed down the edges of the wire so they wouldn't poke out the sides. With the frame complete and all the pieces laid out in front of me, I decided to start the assembly with the nose. It was a very simple shape and just required me to fold and push the piece together, all thanks to the scored lines. I used little bits of tape to hold it together on the inside of the nose, but later on I'll line the inside of the nose with hot glue so it stays rigid and sturdy, but I'll also forget to record it, so just take my word for it. Once assembled, the nose fits right into the big face piece, and thanks to the scored lines, the little tabs on the outside of the nose slip right in and make gluing very easy. I glued the jaw directly onto the frame, and then glued on the face. The edges of the mask got a nice little trim to keep it all nice and neat before I slid in the forehead, poked it into position, and secured it with a little bit of hot glue on the backside so it wouldn't fall out when I was wearing the mask. I did a little bit more trimming and then glued down the design elements for the chin, lips, and the eyes. By the way, if you're making this at home, use white glue to glue down the chin and the lips. However, use hot glue to glue down the pieces for the eyes. It'll be a lot easier on you. Once all that glue was dried, the mouth grate was slid into place and secured with a little bit of hot glue on the inside of the mask. And then it was time for the only time-consuming part of this project. The frustrating amount of fake rivets. I first sketched out the layout so I'd know exactly how many rivets I needed and exactly where they would go. I then took a hole punch and punched a ton of punches into a double layer of cereal box cardboard. My hole punch is kind of old and a little stiff, so it definitely hurt my hand when I was punching out all these fake rivets, and I thought I was going to fail, but then I remembered these glorious words from our savior, Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom does not fail.
And I persevered. However, in a fit of rage, I still threw them at the mask, and luckily they all fell perfectly into place. Just kidding, I used white glue to meticulously glue all of them in the exact right position. When all the fake rivets were glued on, it was time to move over to the cheek coils. And each cheek gets 2 coils, and those 2 coils are just going to be rolled paper. I took an old pen, snipped the end off so it would fit into the cheek hole, and then rolled paper around it until I got a decent thickness. Each cheek coil is basically made from a full sheet of paper that's folded into thirds and then rolled around the pen. It ends up getting pretty thick because of all that rolled paper. 4 rolls were also secured with white glue so they wouldn't unravel. Once those rolls were dried, I wrapped them in thinner strips of paper. Just lots and lots of rolling paper and adding glue to prevent unraveling. Before I knew it, I had paper coils for the mask. I pushed them into place and it was a very tight fit. It was very secure and they didn't move. However, I added some hot glue on the inside of the mask just in case so they wouldn't fall out. And yeah, all that's left is to paint. The paint job is beyond simple. I used black craft paint and silver craft paint. The entire mask was coated in black and then in silver. One special note about the silver is that I really tried to avoid leaving wet brush marks on the mask, just so it would have an even, nice, metallic looking layer and it wouldn't be streaky. But yeah, when the paint dried, I glued on some elastic for the back so I could wear it, and with that, this cardboard Dr. Doom mask was complete. All that's left is the glamour shots. So there you have it, Dr. Doom's mask made completely from cardboard. There are several different versions of this mask in different forms of media. I just picked a design that I liked, and I gotta say, I'm quite happy with the result. If you want to make one for yourself, the template is linked in the description of this video, and feel free to drop a comment if you make it. Anyway, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.